7 runners who won £183,000 in winning prize money. You've heard the theory about the front runners and those that finish. Let's watch the practice. Desert Orchid leads. From Run Over up on the outside to the first. A short run, Desert Orchid over safely. And they all jumped the first safely. See You Then fiddled it slightly. Desert Orchid from Rushmore and Run Over, the three front runners. Then Janus, who was fourth in the race last year. Then Stands Pride, who was fifth. The favourite is on the right of the picture in the yellow jacket, Browne's Gazette. This is the second flight of hurdles, and they all jumped it well. Again, See You Then a little bit slowly towards the rear, last. So they come up to pass us with the circuit of the course in front of them, and Desert Orchid leads from Rushmore and Run Over. A gap then of 3 to 4 lengths to Browne's Gazette in fourth, Janus fifth, Stands Pride sixth, and See You Then seventh and last still as they head away towards the third. And Desert Orchid leads from Rushmore and Run Over. So Desert Orchid, used to cutting out the running, and done so successfully 6 times in his career, from Rushmore and Run Over, and then Janus and See You Then, and Browne's Gazette on the outside, and Stands Pride just towards the rear as well. This is the third. Desert Orchid from Rushmore and Run Over. That's from left to right. Desert Orchid, Rushmore, Run Over. Browne's Gazette on the outside of Stands Pride and Janus, and then See You Then. This is the fourth. Good jump by the leader. So they begin to swing right-handed and make their way towards the back straight and head towards the halfway stage. So Desert Orchid by 4 lengths now to Rushmore, and then Run Over in third. Browne's Gazette 4. And Janus, See You Then on the inside of Stands Pride, who's just last. So they're coming down towards the fifth. Desert Orchid by 5 lengths now. Colin Browne just turning on the tap. Rushmore is in second, Run Over is third. Don't forget, these are normally front runners and they can't stay with the pace at the moment. Janus then, and then comes Browne's Gazette, and See You Then getting closer on the inside of Browne's Gazette, and John Frankham and Dermot Browne looking across at each other there towards the rear. Come down towards the sixth. They've got 3 more flights of hurdles to jump. Desert Orchid by 6 lengths. The camera angle foreshortens the distance by which he is in front. It's Desert Orchid by 6 lengths to Janus, who's made quite good ground on the inside of Run Over, and then Rushmore, and then behind these comes Browne's Gazette. This is the third last, which they come into. Good jump there by Desert Orchid. Stands Pride is the back marker. Rushmore made a mistake and is dropping back. See You Then just outpaced there. You can see Colin Browne steadily applying the pressure, and Dermot Browne on Browne's Gazette goes into 4th place. So it's Desert Orchid as they begin the swing into the home straight in this Ladbroke Christmas hurdle, yet to be headed. Janus is second, Browne's Gazette third, Run Over 4, then See You Then 5, a gap back to Stands Pride and Rushmore, who are beginning to struggle. They begin the sweep for home. And Dermot Browne looks over to see where John Frankham is, and John Frankham's coming up on the inside of the chasing group as Dermot goes into 2nd place behind Desert Orchid. So they're in line for home. They've got 2 to jump. It's Desert Orchid the grey, Browne's Gazette in yellow, then Janus in third, See You Then 4, Run Over 5, 2 out. Good jump by Desert Orchid. Browne's Gazette getting ever closer and going quite sweetly at the 3rd and 4th. John Frankham asks See You Then for extra effort. There's not a lot left in the locker. They've got just 1 more flight of hurdles to jump, but it's Browne's Gazette from Desert Orchid. Browne's Gazette cruising as he comes down towards the last. Browne's Gazette from Desert Orchid. See You Then back in third. Come for the final flight, and he jumps it safely. It's Browne's Gazette from Desert Orchid, and then See You Then and Janus. The rest are struggling. This is a true championship performance, this by Browne's Gazette. Coming home 8-10 lengths clear, coming up towards the line. Browne's Gazette is the winner. Browne's Gazette, Dermot Browne punches the air in victory. He's won the Ladbroke Christmas hurdle. Desert Orchid is second, See You Then is third, Janus is fourth, Run Over is fifth, then came Rushmore in sixth, and Stands Pride completed for 7th place. And so the result of this, the Ladbroke Christmas hurdle, it's a win for number 1, Browne's Gazette. Owned by Mr. John Poynton, trained at Harewood by Monica Dickinson and ridden by Dermot Browne. Only the 4th winner of the season for him. Second was number 2, Desert Orchid, ridden by Colin Browne, who did such a good job in pacemaking. And third was number 7, See You Then, who didn't jump at all tidily early on, but was just outpointed there. And you can see Dermot Browne talking with John Frankham, and John Frankham talking with Dermot Browne. First and third in this race, in which the 4th horse home was Janus, a position he occupied last year. So, have we seen a future champion hurdler here at Kempton this afternoon? I'd like to think that it's going to take a very, very good horse to beat this one. Let's see him win again. Browne's Gazette, his job.
Yes, if Mrs. Mercy Rymel is looking in, or maybe she's here at Kempton, I don't think she'll be too happy with this performance on behalf of Gay Brief, because Browne's Gazette looks just as good here as he did last year in the Waterford Crystal Champion Novices at Cheltenham. He's coming to take it off Desert Orchid, who's jumped superbly and run a marvellous race, this grey. But just look. Dermot Browne is able to look over his right shoulder. What he's looking for is John Frankham, and there is John, who's been off the bit for two hurdles already, and therefore never gets into a challenging position on See You Then, and it wouldn't have made a blind bit of difference if he had, because just look how Browne's Gazette jumps the last, pings it, and positively sprints away. If this was the Cheltenham Hill, it would suit him even better. He would have won even further, but just look how he's leaving Desert Orchid, who, don't forget, is no slouch. And as for See You Then, well, he's fulfilled John Frankham's words. He hasn't found any kind of acceleration, and indeed made no challenge.